All right. Happy Tuesday. It's a drive-by in between 5 and 6. Whatever you want to call it. I want to say great evening to each and every one of you jumping on social media. Happy Transformation Tuesday. Happy Thankful Tuesday to everybody jumping on. Listen, I just want to say to each and every one of you out there, take the time to tag, take the time to share this. Because you know what? Pain is the greatest teacher. And somebody out there that's jumping on this live, somebody out there that's going to watch this replay, there's somebody looking for something. And I want you to know that there's hope. I'm going to share a little bit about my story tonight because I can tell you that the struggle is real, right? And so many people around the world right now are struggling. So many people around the world need to know that there is hope. And so on this evening, I just want to give it about another 30 seconds, and I'm about to just share with each and every one of you just something that I truly believe that can absolutely turn and change your entire life. So great evening to everybody that's jumping on. All right, we got big plans coming into 2023. 2023 is now, and when you have that mindset of shifting, when you have that mindset of change, I can guarantee that everything will fall into place. So great evening, everybody. All right. Welcome, IG. Welcome, Facebook. All right. I have a conversation on all of these things just to let you know that it is tomorrow. I can figure out how to share my life. Like, let's know what you're chiming in from this evening. You may be in your car, you may be driving home, you may be sitting in traffic, you may be running through the malls right now, you may be sitting in the house. You may be that person that's really just sitting back trying to figure out, what am I going to do next? And I can tell you that there is a tomorrow. All right. So great evening to everybody that's jumping on. I just want to let each and every one of you know that we are truly focused during this season as we fully realize that so many different things are happening in this world. So many things right now as we are entering or we are already in the holiday season, and somebody out there, is looking for something, and pain is something in which each and every one of us experience in life. And it truly is not a matter of whether, hey, I see you checking it. It's not a matter of whether we are going to experience it. It is truly a matter of when will we experience it. And so I wanted to come on here live tonight just to talk to you guys for a few, to really share, what life looked like in the past. Because sometimes in order to go up, you got to go back just a little bit in order to just really remember and to be thankful for the things that God has brought you through, to be thankful for the things. I see your ATL checking in, to be thankful for the challenges that we end up facing in life. And one of the things that I learned a long time ago is that it's not about the challenges that we go through, but the fact that we have to learn through these challenges and really make up our minds that we are going to grow through the challenges and the pain, because I'm a firm believer that God wouldn't put anything more on us than we bear. And one of my greatest sayings is that the greater the challenge, the greater the victory. And so many, many years ago, I learned to look at the pain, to look at the challenges, to look at the things that we faced in life, not as something that would keep me back, but instead as a stepping stone that would end up helping to get me to the next level and to help me to grow into the person that God had already created me to be. And many times we don't realize that until we go through something, until we have to grow through something in order to really become the person that God has created us to be. And so I'm going to take y'all really, 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 really back, and I could go all the way back, but, I grew up a little girl, from Paterson, New Jersey, who honestly didn't never believed in myself. I was that kid that had the buck teeth, the very thick glasses, the little pigtail that should have been a ponytail. And so I remember being teased a lot, and I thank God I got to give a huge shout out to my East 38th Street crew because they loved me regardless, right? All of my friends and my family that are truly hold on, my phone over here is dying. I gotta give a huge shout out to them because they love me regardless of the fact of any of that, right? And I pray that I'm okay over here on IG because my phone was going dead. Am I going in and out? Can y'all hear me over here? Because I'm moving real slow on IG, and that's not good. Am I in and out? I think for some reason my connection is bad on IG. The devil is a lie, right? I don't think I'm good over here. Yeah, I don't think I'm good on IG. So hold on, I gotta restart this. Let's see, discard video. All right, y'all, bear with me. Facebook. You see, you know what? I mean, I didn't even get a phone call. This is amazing. You know how things, when you make up your mind, that's why I say for real, the greater the challenge, the greater the victory. I apologize. I'm back. All right. Give it just a few minutes. Hopefully, all of you guys will definitely chime back in. And to those that are jumping on and watching this, I was really just taking you guys back, really speaking to how many times we go through different things in life and there's so much pain that we have to go through and grow through. And I know that so many people around the world right now are struggling just simply because of the world that we live in. So many people around the world are looking for hope. So many people are looking for a way, looking for the answer to perhaps their physical health, perhaps their financial health. And so I just wanted to take y'all back today and just share a little bit about my story, because I can tell you that as I go back and I think about, the goodness of God and all that He has brought us through, I'm thankful. And one of the things that I learned a long time ago is that the greater the challenge, the greater the victory. And so as I take you guys back to me being that little girl that grew up in Paterson, New Jersey, and I gave a huge shout out to my East 38th Street family, right? My for real, because they loved me regardless of the fact. But I was that little girl that had the butt teeth, braces. I didn't get braces until I was probably 13. I sucked my thumb until I was 13. So y'all can only imagine. I had the big, thick glasses, the hair that didn't grow, like for real. It was a pigtail instead of a ponytail. And so I was teased a lot, and I really didn't have confidence in myself. I didn't believe in myself. And I could tell you that sometimes we don't realize, but these things, until we break that cycle, they can carry us and they can carry into our adulthood, and we don't even realize it. And so I found myself as a grown woman, in a position to where I didn't believe in myself. I wanted things to happen in my life, and I wanted change. As I found my incredible BFF, my husband, Mr. Nathan McCray, as we've been together almost 34 years now. And I thank God, because God will definitely give you the very thing that you're looking for. And so this is a man who believed in me before I ever began to believe in myself, right? And so I can remember us embarking upon a journey called life. And, not really experiencing struggle, not really being that kid who had to want for a lot, because my parents did, they were great providers. I thank God for them as they rest in peace. But I do believe that sometimes in life we have to go through things in order to really move and to operate in the purpose that God has called us to operate in order to become relatable, and to let the person out there that may be going through that test, that there is a testimony on the other side of it, that may be experiencing that mess, that there is a message if you just keep on going. And so, we ended up in a position where life was just throwing us all kinds of curveballs throughout our marriage, where there was those up moments and there was those down moments financially. And one of the things that Nate and I always said was, we married for love, because when we got married we had nothing but two pennies, two nickels to rub together, right? And so our marriage and our foundation was always strong and built upon God. But during those financial struggles, it was difficult. And so I can remember, those moments in which we didn't know how we were going to pay the bills, those moments in which we didn't know how we were going to put food on the table, those moments in which every single year, just to see our kids, our children, a smile on their face, I would be out, putting things on layaway that I didn't know how we were going to afford to even get them off a layaway, but I was just so determined that our children had to have certain things, right? And Nate agreed, but we were really robbing Peter to pay Paul just to keep smiles on their face, and they would have never known. But it was a cycle that we were in, and it was a cycle that we found ourselves going through time and time and time again. And so we knew that we had to do something different in life, right? And that was the reason why we just kept trying so many different businesses. We always had that mindset that, you know what, we can't settle for just a job. We can't settle for these curveballs that life is throwing us. But I could tell you, being that woman who was afraid, being that woman who was shy, being that woman who allowed fear to stop me on every single corner, the very things that I wanted to win in, I couldn't win in just simply because that fear, that pain, that wanting to be accepted by everyone, that wanting to be liked by everyone, that wanting to please everyone, it was keeping me stuck in life. And so it's not until you really go through these things and you fully understand what God has created you to be. And that's my mantra is I am created for greatness, because once I realized the greatness that God had put on the inside of me, that was when I began to grow and the greatness began to come out of me. But I can tell you, through the ups and the downs and the times in which Nate and I really didn't know, where the gas was going to come from, as the gas prices, are through the roof, starting to come down a little bit now. But I remember those moments in which we had $1 in the bank and we would go on a Wednesday, we would fill up that gas tank, because we knew that we only needed $1 in order to fill it up, just trying to make sure that the money would hit the bank on payday before the NSF would hit, right? I also remember being, a woman who just found different ways. My background was finance, real estate, broker, and all of that. But during this season, we had decided that, you know what, we were tired of the rat race. And I was thankful because God gave me the opportunity to be that stay-at-home mom. So I didn't have to sit in traffic for 2 to 4 hours a day, because I remember our oldest daughter crying tears, as she was 5 and 6 years old, and she would be the last one that got picked up, and she didn't understand it. And she didn't understand why I couldn't attend, special events and days and things like that the school was having, just simply because we were stuck in a job. We were working 9 to 5, 10 to 10, 12 to 12, and we still was broke, and we had no time with our family, right? But now fast forward to about 8 years ago, there comes a time in life where you just for real get sick and tired of being sick and tired. And life had really transitioned. Nate was working a corporate America, I would have to say dream job, because God truly opened up the door for him, right? Neither one of us graduated from college, but he was a for real engineer, managing teams all around the world, and making those 6 figures a year plus. And we looked up, and even though he had that type of money coming in, we still couldn't pay the bills. So it's like this cycle that we were going through. It was crazy. And so, but we were thankful, right? You see, we have this sign in one of our bathrooms, right, that says, you never know what you will miss until you don't have it anymore. And then it says, like toilet paper, right? Like to be in the bathroom to not have no toilet paper, right? And so anyway, um, when the job decided to let him go 8 years ago, we found ourselves in a position where for real we was like, now what? And I remember, after trying so many different businesses, that I had to make a decision in that season. You see, not only was life spiraling backwards for us, financially, because we had literally stepped out on faith. Sometimes you just got to do something in order for God to open up the door. And we had stepped out on faith, and that's how we left Atlanta. Like, we've lived all over to the point to where, and we have no problem packing our bags and leaving when God tells us to leave. That's our story. And for real, we do, and we move as He tells us to move. And so we've lived in a lot of different places, which has allowed us, I hear you, Victoria, right? That has allowed us to experience more. But our kids, for real, don't even know where to say that they're from. But I can tell you that, after stepping out, and then we look up, and right around Christmas time, corporate America says goodbye, right? Right before Thanksgiving, they said goodbye to Nate. And so we ended up with no job, no money. We were bankrupt. We lost every single vehicle. We turned to a life of renting cars, literally to the point to where Enterprise knew us by name. We had points after points after points to where once we did finally buy cars, when we had to travel, we were able to get free rentals. Like, for real, that was our life. And even at the top of 2015, we didn't have a place to live, but I can tell you that just being that woman that made a decision. You see, in life, when you want change, when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you have to be the one to, for real, understand that pain is the greatest teacher. But we got to begin to learn the lesson. We got to begin to learn the things that God is trying to show us, to tell us, in order to get through that pain, in order to be a blessing in the life of somebody else, in order to give them hope, right? So literally grabbing a hold, hey, Tanisha, grabbing a hold of something that came into my life in that season, it began to turn it all around. But you know what? When God begins to shift things, right? Other things begin to happen. So this season, the Christmas season, is bittersweet for me, because I remember not long to saying yes to really changing my health, as I found myself overweight. I had put on some weight. When you can't pay your bills, when you don't know where your next meal is coming from, you kind of worry about things, right? And so that was what was going on in my life. But I can also tell you, being the baby of five, I always say that I was the chosen one, because when my parents started to age and they started to, get ill, I was blessed. I was the blessed one to be the caregiver, for them, to make sure that they were taken care of alongside with my husband, because I couldn't have done it without his help. And so, lo and behold, 2015, December 25th of 2015, my beautiful mother went to be with the Lord. But I had said yes to change. I had said yes to my health. I had gotten started, on a product that began to literally cleanse my body out. And it looked similar to this, but this product began to cleanse my body out. And as I began to detox my body, I was detoxing, cleansing my body. I was cleansing my mind also, right? And so I lost some weight, and I had no idea what God was doing, how God was shifting. But even in that season, as I lost my mom, I really didn't deal with the pain, because I had to keep going. You said, it was in that season in which I just really, my ultimate goal in life, was to make my parents proud, right? I just wanted to be that little girl that grew up and made them proud. I knew that they loved me from the bottom of their heart. But being the baby, they had so much expectation for me. I don't know if anybody can relate. Like, they was like, I was the one that they said needed to go to college. I was the one that was supposed to have the big wedding. And we didn't want a big wedding. We went down to the Justice of the Peace and we got married. And lo and behold, 34 years almost later, we still love each other like we did on yesterday, right? And so anyway, losing my mom, on Christmas morning was the last thing that I needed in my life at that time. And it was one of the hardest pains that I had to ever go through, right? But I had to make a decision. Am I going to keep going? Am I going to keep remembering what God has put me on this earth, which is a part of my purpose? Because during that season, as I began to share hope with the world, as I began to let the world know that, you know what, you don't have to be unhealthy, as I began to let the world know that, you know what, you don't have to struggle with being overweight, as I began to let the world know that, you know what, you can be that one that was counted out, that God can turn your life all the way around, for real, that you can be that one that now has an incredible story. And so I made a decision to keep on going. And as I did, life for real began to turn around for us. The very things that we couldn't do, we were able to do. The very things that we wanted to be able to bless our kids with, right? To end the battle of robbing Peter to pay Paul every single year. You see, our life began to turn around as my health began to change. I lost like 20 pounds in a month. And I can tell you that as I lost that weight, I just painted hope to the world to saying, you know what? If this little pack of tea could do it for me, it could do it for every single person around the entire world, right? And so as I created that story, I'll never forget, because as life kept going, things kept happening, right? And as life and things kept happening, I kept sharing and I kept on growing, realizing that, you know what, Pam, you cannot allow the pain to take you out. But instead, you got to allow the pain to prosper you. You got to allow the pain to promote you. You got to allow the pain to now help you to get to the next level, right? And so I can tell you that as things kept on going and things kept on changing and shifting in our life, I'll never forget, as a result of grabbing a hold of that little pack of tea, as financially, we were able to, be able to do something for our oldest son. I'm super proud of that kid because his struggles and his battles still have not ended. But imagine being that those parents that just want to be able to give your child the best, and you see the struggle, you see them struggling academically, and you can't even afford to pay for them to get help, right? And that was our son Christian. He struggled academically, but being able to change my life physically and saying yes to a vehicle and an opportunity now allowed us to be able to hire a tutor. It allowed us to put him in a top private boarding school to give him an education, Oak Hill Academy, that many people know that NBA players have come out of, right? Well-known NBA players. It allowed us for real to give him the opportunity that gave him the chance to open up the door to D1 scholarships. And now this kid that was set up to fail academically has an associate's degree and will be graduating with a bachelor's degree in just a couple months. I keep saying, keep going, son. You're just 11 credits away, for real, right? And so, but it was the pain that was the teacher. It was the pain that was the connector. It was the pain that kept on pushing me forward. But I can tell you that the pain was a part of my purpose that allowed me to connect to some incredible products like this one right here. This is a baby one, because I fast forward you to 2020, right? Where everybody around the world, as so many things started to shift, and people were concerned about their health, and just really wanted to do anything in order to make sure that their family was good, to make sure that they were good personally. And I remember this product coming into my life many years ago. This is the baby one, that is a part of a commitment that we share all the time, in which you just simply commit to yourself for 15 days. But this is the baby one, and this is the big one, right? It's called the NutriBurst. And this product it means so much to me, because I kind of shift to my dad, right? And his story, as I remember him also during this season, because in 2020, I lost my dad, right? But I can also tell you that when I lost my dad at the age of 96, I give God all of the glory, because my dad lived a long life. He wasn't sick, but I can remember the day in which, as I lost my mom, his health was failing also. And that was back in 2015. And I remember saying, you know what, give my dad a tablespoon of this every day, right? This liquid vitamin, give him just one tablespoon. As he was flat on his back, he stopped responding to us. And I just want to say, I'm just sharing my story, my personal testimony, guys. And, for real, results vary from person to person. So I do want to let you guys know that. But I can tell you, after him having this in his body, giving God all the glory, I saw some amazing things happen in my dad. And those amazing things were like full-blown conversations. Those amazing things were like, I saw him no longer struggle to try to, really remember, who we were. I saw him no longer struggle to try to speak. I saw him no longer struggle, to really get up out of that wheelchair as he was wheelchair bound. I have videos of my dad taking steps, right? And so I can tell you that 4 years as he was released from a service, that this product definitely helped to enhance his overall lifestyle. And I'm forever grateful for this one, you know? And so these products came into my life, not even really fully understanding the connection, right? Not understanding that these products, right? That as I put some nutrients back into my body, as I was that mom that all of a sudden went from a stay-at-home mom that got busy, that couldn't be there, that had to sacrifice so many different things in order to, share with the world, in order to give hope to the world, in order to give hope to that mom out there that may not believe in herself, that mom out there that's giving up herself to everybody and everything else and not understanding self-love, that mom out there that doesn't believe that you're possible, and that you may think that you're too old to accomplish your dreams for real. I kept on going. And so I needed some energy. And it was this product that came into my life that really helped me to get the energy that I needed, that really helped me to focus, that really gave me that mental clarity in order to keep on going and to push through the challenges, to push through the pain, to push through the hurdles. I'll never forget, because it was during those seasons in which, my kids were like, mommy doesn't have time for us anymore. But I thank God that we sacrificed, because the mission was always to provide better for them. The mission was to not leave behind debt and bills. The mission was to be able to build something that they could be proud of and to leave a legacy. And so it was that pain that kept on pushing us forward. And the connection to these products and saying yes to an opportunity that began to change our life, I am forever grateful for and will never forget. You see, ladies and gentlemen, as I began to focus on me, as I began to focus on my health, as I began to really, for real, believe in myself, you got to believe in yourself. I can tell you that saying yes to a company and an opportunity that would pay me for sharing products that brought change to my life and to the lives of so many of my family members and my friends and people that God has connected me to, it was everything. And so I remember, back when we ended up with No Place to Live in the top of 2015, and I didn't believe that, I could actually connect with people and that people would join, partner with us in something that, they could build from the comfort of their home. I honestly didn't believe it, because I had tried so many other things. But one thing that I knew was that I could share my story, like how much weight I had lost. I knew that I could confidently do that. And so as I did that, I remember hitting the streets with this tea. And I simply let everybody know that I had lost some weight. Somebody out there, as we enter the new year, you're struggling with weight loss. Don't struggle anymore. Because I remember hitting the streets because this company told me they would pay me, all right, for word of mouth marketing. And so that's what I began to do. I began to tell everybody about this tea. I began to tell everybody that, you know what, you need to cleanse your body. You need to get the toxins out of your body. You need to be healthy in life, because we got one life to live, right? And so I turned this into some money, some immediate cash coming into our household. And I'm shifting right now, because somebody out there is experiencing physical pain. Somebody out there is experiencing financial pain. Somebody out there is probably experiencing both, because they sometimes come tied together, real talk, right? And so as I went out and I saw this little pack of tea multiply into like $20, $20, $20. I went to a women's event and I saw it multiply to almost $400 in less than 20 minutes. I knew that I had now connected myself to an incredible opportunity, a home-based business, a viable home-based business that would now be something that would not hold us to the rat race, that would not keep us in the same position, that would not say that, you know what, you're only worth so much and you can only earn so much in life, but give me the opportunity to make unlimited potential income, to really, for real, show the world and to create what I'm worth. It made sense to me. It made sense to us. And so the product for real was what opened the door. But then as I kept sharing, I realized that there were other people out there just like me. Like, you're not the only one going through your pain right now. You're not the only one. Somebody's looking for you. Somebody out there is saying, I need you to get through this pain. I need you to say yes so that you can create your story. Somebody out there needs you. And so as I kept sharing these products, as I kept on falling in love with the vehicle that God had given me, I started to connect with people who wanted physical and financial change because I realized that on top of that, the more people that I help, they're going to pay me for that too. So all of this just started to make sense. I didn't even understand it at first, for real. But then I said, how many people can I help? So when you see us with our products, when you see us on the streets, when you see us going live, it's because we realize that the more people we help, when we take the focus off of us, that we're connected to something and some incredible products that's now going to help to change the lives of that particular person as it's changing the lives of ours. So then this thing started to happen. It was a team. Something that I could promise you that after trying so many different businesses in this profession, Nate and I never really got the opportunity to experience. Yeah, people partnered with us, but people quit just as soon as they partnered with us. But because this was a community, because this was a culture, because this was an opportunity that people could get in and begin to believe in themselves, in which their self-esteem started to go up, their self-esteem started to really increase, their income at home, they were able to start to pay some bills, the light bill, the car note. People really started to create some change in their life. We got this thing called team. And we realize that, you know what, the more people we help, the more people that get into position, guess what? That our company would then pay us every single week in addition to the daily pay that we were making every single day by sharing these incredible products. So what do you think we did? We started to let people know you got to get in position. You got to be in position to be found. You got to solidify your position of equity in a home-based business that now can pay you out weekly so that you don't have to keep going through the pain every single year after year, so that you don't have to continue to make these New Year's resolutions, but instead find a solution. And so the weekly paychecks started to come in. And I can tell you when that started to happen, that started to bring for real financial change. Because we were able to stop for real renting cars and to buy the cars that we always wanted. We were able to, I shared with you, to put our son in a top private boarding school. We didn't take out student loans. We paid cash for that. We were able to be a blessing in the lives of people that call us coach. Like, we, for real, I was once shy. We were able to give back to our team. Able, oh, man. I'm sorry, I got a phone call. We were able, I pray y'all come back. We were able to be able to do so many different things for people. We've been able to give back to children, to go into the hospitals and give back gifts. We've been able to bless seniors, and seniors are such a part of my life. I'm sorry. I got a phone call from somebody who should have known I was live. All right. So I don't know if I'm gonna come back on IG, but hopefully I will. But we were able to do these things, right? And so as I begin to wrap these things up, okay, I'm gonna have to end this. As I begin to really wrap this up, I just want to let y'all know that pain is the greatest teacher. when you make a decision to change, when you make a decision that you're no longer going to allow that pain to predict your future, right? Like you allow yourself to stay in this pain, but instead you allow it to promote you forward. And so I thank God for every single battle, for every single hurdle that we've had to cross, for every single challenge that we get up every single day and we go through. Because as long as we live, ladies and gentlemen, there's always going to be a challenge. There's always going to be pain. It's just a matter of what are we going to do to handle it? What are we going to do in order to allow that pain to push us into our purpose? And so on today, I just wanted to share with you guys to let you know that number one, we have the answer. Somebody invited you on here today or shared this live with you. On IG, I apologize. I had to go back live again because I got a phone call, right? So you got to go back to the previous live. But somebody invited you on here today because you're looking for something. You want physical freedom because you're tired of being in pain. You want to lose that weight because you're tired of struggling with the weight. You want to live a healthy life because that's the only way we can live life full. You don't want to struggle day in and day out financially. Nobody does. Because when we struggle financially, y'all, it affects our health. We got one life to live. And so on today, I can tell you that when you say yes to your physical health, the time is now. And I'm going to share with you, I would say commit to you for 15 days. Because right now, this incredible kit, this kit that has allowed me, as I fast forward from the original story, you see, last year this time, I don't know, because life was good, but I can tell you that I had put on some weight. And I'll never forget when I went to that photo shoot and I said to, the photographer sent me those pictures and I said, man, this photographer sucks. My husband's word, right? And it wasn't the photographer's fault. It was mine. I had put on weight. I couldn't fit my clothes. Because of my height, I was able to balance it out, but I didn't like the way that I looked, right? How many of y'all don't like the way you look sometimes? But you know what? You got to look from the inside out because you are beautiful. Know that. But you got to take care of your health, right? That's what it boiled down to. And so I'm excited because this is a 15-day commitment in which, y'all, it has for real become a lifestyle. I am on round 14 for the year. But I'm thankful because I'm down 22 pounds, 4.5 inches off of my waistline. And at 53, I'm proud because you can sit back and you can adopt the mindset that, you get a certain age and you can't do anything, right? That's what your mind wants you to believe. Now, it is true. Things slow down. But are you going to believe the hype or are you going to change the hype? That's what it boils down to, right? And so I grabbed a hold of these 3 products that right now you can get. And I'm going to tell you, you invest in you $100. That's what I said, $100. Man, I didn't bring the free product over here. All right? I'm not going to get it. You invest in you $100. Get you some of this fruit punch tea. I didn't even talk about the fruit punch tea. I went back to the OG. But this is our instant tea. All right, in which you put it in a bottle of water, you shake it and you drink it, and you're going to cleanse your body out. Get the toxins out as you eat all of that food over the next couple weeks, right? So you're going to get these 3 products that literally are going to jumpstart you and to help you change your trajectory in 2023. All right, let's create a story for $99, but you're going to get an incredible product for free. All right, that's about a $70 value for free. It's called the resolution. It's the solution for all of those New Year's resolution goals. So you're going to get that for free. It's some drops that come in a little bottle that's really going to help to jumpstart your weight loss goals. And so I say grab a hold of that today. Get that now. All right. And get your goals. But to that person that's saying, you know what, Pam, I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of entering every year, living paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of entering every year, not knowing how I'm going to pay the bills. I'm tired of starting every January after robbing Peter trying to figure out how to pay Paul. And you are looking for an opportunity, a for real home-based business. Yes, I said it. You want more in life? I can promise you, no disrespect to the job, because when it failed us, we needed it. But I can tell you that the ceiling is capped. You can only go so far in life. And it's time for more. And that's what 2023 is all about. So I say get with the person who shared this with you, because we're looking for some people who want physical and financial change in 2023. Because you can say, yes, start your home-based business for $50. Grab you some product. I say get this kit and commit to you for 15 days. And you are now on the verge of creating change in 2023. So get back with the person that invited you on this live tonight. I just want to say, you know what? God is good. And I'm forever grateful and thankful, and know that the greater the challenge, the greater the victory. Pain is our greatest teacher. We just got to learn the lesson, get through it, create our story, and help to change the life of somebody else. All right. So this call is going to take place again because we're focused. All right. This live. Somebody else is going to be live, going live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I want you to jump on, because God has connected us to some incredible individuals. And this young lady, man, she's been through some pain in a lot of different ways. But you know what? Her pain has pushed her forward. She not only is a breast cancer survivor, and I'm not going to share the rest of her pain, but she's been through a lot. You got to hear her story. So at 7 p.m., we want you to definitely jump on and say yes and hear more about her story and how pain has been her greatest teacher in order to change her entire life. So none other than Mrs. Sunita Rashan will be on at 7 Eastern Standard Time. All right. So y'all be blessed. In the mean between time, you might see us pop up at any point in time, because we're on a mission. All right. To change lives. So get back. Yes. Send me a DM. We win it in 2023. All right. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. So who's ready to win? Everybody round me winning. Hey, everybody round me winning. All right. Hey, I see y'all out there. Good evening, y'all. Let's win. Ready? Don't worry. Hey, y'all ready? Hey, we bless y'all. Hey, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. You blessed. Come on, y'all. Let's get it. All right. See y'all later.